we are now going to get a zombie. Hello again, Skunk Monkey here, and 1.14.3 has dropped, and things have changed a little bit with the iron farm, so I am here to update my iron grinding farm, and as you can see, I have a new skin, which is pretty awesome. Let me show you the back. There is my M. It's beautiful, and this was designed by a friend of mine, Tahumahu, and it looks absolutely great. He is a really good artist when it comes to this skin stuff. But let's get to the build. So there's a number of things that didn't quite work with this build, and I'm going to attempt to repair them. And we're going to keep the basic structure the same. So if you don't know how to build this, I have a video for the 1.14 iron farm. I will link to it in the description. Follow that. And then you can just make the changes based on what we do here. So basically, this middle section is going bye-bye. Alright, so the middle is gone. And if you are building this from scratch, this middle section right here is 9 by 9. And it used to be 9 by 9 with a wall outside, but we are actually going to extend this in by 1 block. So there is going to be 9 here, and then 3 on either side all the way around. And this 3-block area is where the iron golems are going to spawn. So let's just put that in all around here. And as you can see, there are 2 layers that are 3 blocks apart. That gives 2 different areas for the golems to spawn. Alright, so that is in. Now, we also need to change this glass to a solid block. And the problem is the golems will spawn half in this block and half not in this block, and they'll just be stuck there. So we need to make this a solid block so that if they do spawn here, they will die of suffocation and will still get their drop. So let's change all that out. Alright, so the outside walls have now been changed to glass, and this ring right here is needing to be solid, and I put glass up here as well with the nice solid ring. And this wall now needs to get extended up to the same height as this one. So the inner wall is now complete, and I went ahead and raised it up by 1 and filled in all this outside area because as well you want that solid because you want them to be suffocating. You don't want them surviving. One other change that we're going to want to do is I had right down in here, this was an this was a lava blade. And I don't like the way the lava blade worked because if you had any other drops, well, they wouldn't be able to, hold on, they would get burned up in the lava. So we want to get rid of that. So we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. So now, if we take our lava bucket, actually we do need a solid block first, so let's get rid of this one. Put that in here, and then get rid of this, put a sign. Now we have a single bit of lava, and if any iron golems come in here, they will die because of this, but any items that get thrown in are going to go over to this side or this side and get flung right past it and into the hopper system. So that little change made, let us focus on the interior. Alright, I've added beds. We've got 7 beds across here, we have 7 beds across there, and then 5 in the middle, for a total of 19, which isn't too bad for amount of villagers. And then I also used cartography tables this time because they're a little bit cheaper than lecterns. Also, they are solid blocks that you can stick right into the wall. And as you can see that these guys are all cartographers, so they are accepting these as their workstations, which makes room for moving around and socializing. And it makes room for a very special thing that goes in this corner, which I will get to very quickly. One other thing I wanted to point out, these are 3 wide, so you have to put a sign in the middle, and then we're going to throw the water back in so that the iron golems get pushed down to the bottom once again. Let's get those all thrown in. So I just want to say that the farm that I created for 1.14 still functions. It's not quite as quick as this one will be, but it still functions. Everything, all the iron golems die. But here we go. So this right now is a functioning iron farm. These guys will talk, and they will say we need iron golems, and they will spawn in here. But I want to add one more thing. So the first thing I want to do is I actually want to put a lid on this whole area from here to here. So, alright, the lid is in place, and the top you're going to want to make spawn proof, whether that be by lighting it up. I prefer putting carpet on top so that things can't spawn. But yeah, we want to light this whole thing up just so that nothing bad spawns up here. And oops, there we go. That should do it for lighting. But we've got one thing to add. So villagers will get iron golems faster if they get scared. So we're gonna put a little we're gonna put a scare mechanism in here. So we're gonna want to block this off like this and get a slab. We'll get a polished diorite slab. Get out of here. This is not for you. Like, no, that's not what I want. There we go. And then we're just going to put some glass here so nobody goes jumping. They should be able to jump in there. And I'm actually going to sneak in here so that they can't get at me. And we are going to grab ourselves a sticky piston and an iron bar. Right there. We're going to put the sticky piston there, the iron bar there. And then we're going to get back out of here. And yeah, that's ready to go. We are now going to get a zombie. Now you're going to want to get this zombie in here, of course, by some sort of normal means. But if we throw him right there, these guys are all going to freak out. This is scary business. However, if we take a lever here, activate the sticky piston, it will shove that iron bar right into his head, and they are no longer scared. They are now going about their daily routines. And we are going to use this to scare them, and then as soon as we want to give them a break from it, we can do that. So the way this works is they need to sleep, they need to work, but they also need to get scared. So we need to put this on a daylight sensor. Okay, I have moved the bell down to the bottom level and hoping that they will congregate there, although they're running from the zombie right now, because the spawning of the golem is based on the location of the villager who is talking about it, and it's up to 3 blocks vertically, so sometimes, for some reason, they will spawn up here on this glass. Now, to prevent that, see, they still spawn in the walls. Weird guys. To prevent that, we are going to cover this whole area in water, but I wanted to show you guys the daylight sensor goes here, followed by 14 pieces of redstone, and then the torch, followed by the redstone dust. So basically, when the sun is about from there to there, this thing is powered. However, if we add this water, now it will only be powered between there and there. So only during the middle of the day. And any golems that spawn here will get pushed off. I also raised this wall by 1 just in case they want to spawn here. That should prevent them. These guys are really annoying. They will spawn absolutely anywhere. However, this should prevent most of the unwanted spawning and push them all down in here. So, that is the iron farm for 1.14.3, utilizing the fear factor to generate more golems. And if you guys like this video, please leave a like, consider subscribing, turn on those notifications, follow me on Twitter. Until next time.